I want to show you a picture just to get you thinking. People often ask one thing when they see this. Why is the truck so much bigger? Yet, I don't see people asking why the car is so much smaller. But that isn't for no reason. We do it every day, even subconsciously, because obviously, bigger is better. Just ask Drake. This makes small cars quite underrated in my opinion, so I must ask myself the question, what makes small cars so f***ing good? Woof, what a day! Got a lot of stuff done. Now I just gotta hop to the store, get some milk, and that should be it. God, I can't wait to get back home and just jump straight onto my... Let's get one thing clear. Bigger vehicles are more of a Western thing, or seen more in countries that often adopt Western ways of life, with massive roads and car-centric infrastructure. This makes owning a small car a literal danger, as you just saw. Consequently, it's also something that puts people off getting smaller cars in these regions, or at least where I live, as they're genuinely worried for their life. Thing is, some people have no choice, as the car-centric infrastructure means they gotta get a car to get to work and back, and also to meet up with that goth chick. We got priorities here, bro. I find that interesting because they chose smaller cars that are newer over larger ones that are older because they find them more economical. Yes sir, we're talking about money. My personal favorite topic because I be haggling with everyone, bro. I met this street vendor and this guy went, my friend, something special, and gave me the worst deal I've ever seen. I ain't getting scammed. And neither should you. When people say smaller cars aren't good, yeah, they're lying. They're scamming you. Because they're very good.
Oh, but you're biased and you only drive small cars probably, and this is propaganda.
Shut your f***ing mouth! No problem, John. Shut the f*** up, you c***!
I've literally only had soccer mom SUVs. My first car was a literal house on wheels. Smaller cars are cheaper on average, as well there's less car, duh, but people seem to forget. Cars don't just have the MSRP dictating how much they cost. They got fuel efficiency, general affordability, reliability, all aspects that are better in smaller cars. Let me break it down. Less car equals better fuel efficiency because
Lightweight!
2. More affordable car equals cheaper monthly payments if you've not got it outright because we love money. And finally, smaller cars have less parts/tech, and that means less stuff that breaks down. Not in the Mirage though, that thing is a very, very big exception. If I was given the choice between, say, a Miata or the SUV for the Apocalypse, that was my first car, I'd take the SUV for the Apocalypse, because I sure as hell won't be the one getting rear-ended in a Miata. Let's put paranoia to the side and actually discuss some more serious reasons that contribute to teeny weeny cars being so good. Let's use the Miata example again. Difficult to look at, under 5'8" in height. Got no hers? Well, fear not, my friend. Buy a Miata and you're gonna pull. That's a lie. You're gonna pull because of you, King. Don't let these dumbass stats affect you. You don't want girls that judge you by those standards. Keep your head up, King. And ladies, I just got one thing to tell you.
Don't cover the charge by... Whoa. Don't charge the cover, charge the book. Aye, man. Don't book the cover. Book... Aye.
Realistically, no car is gonna get you girls, and if she's with you for the car and not for you, then that is not your girl. That is rust. You'd be surprised, but smaller cars actually do tend to rust a little more. Smaller cars actually tend to rust a little bit more than larger ones. Why? Could be general build quality or even the use of materials for the smaller cars, but it's not a cold hard fact. It's something that is just noticeable. Like the Miata, it's notoriously rust prone. The Ford Aspire too, and the Suzuki Swift, they're all small cars that are rust prone. But then we got bigger cars like the Ford Bronco, the Chrysler Imperial, the Ford Ranger, all being rust prone as well. It's not a huge deal, but it's something to point out. Would you drive a fast car slow or a slow car fast? Did the chicken come first or did the egg? Are you gonna finish that project car or let it rot like the previous dude? These are all important philosophical questions, and as Play Torquio, I gotta ask and I gotta say, I'd whip the slow car fast any day. Well, I'm in luck, cause smaller cars are generally slower. Except for this stupid Atom, who decides to smack in a V8 with 500 horsepower in a car that weighs like 700 kilos. They also feel much faster because they're lower to the ground, most of the time, got a shorter wheelbase, and pretty good power to weight ratios. This gives the illusion to your brain, it tricks your brain to thinking that the car is going faster than it is, thus making it feel faster. When you try to drive the car properly, like properly, you're gonna start to feel it differently, touch it differently.
Pause.
Nah, but in all seriousness, I don't even drive small cars, bro. Alright, that may be a lie. I did drive a smaller car when I was like 7 years old in my home country. Don't tell anyone, but I just told everyone. Okay, that was totally a joke. This is, in my opinion, the point people make the most, because as a car enthusiast, not a lot more matters than, well, the smile you have when you're driving your car. Cars are so much fun. I find myself smiling driving a soccer mom SUV. I think I'd be laughing my head off if I had a fun car. And I'm not some special snowflake either. Every car enthusiast, I guarantee you, would feel the same way about some car. Sure, maybe not a small one, but you know what I'm talking about. You can whip small cars around mountainous roads or twisty roads. You can park them wherever. You can do a lot with them, and their size doesn't really compromise that. In fact, it adds to the experience. Car brands aren't stupid. They didn't just make the car small. There is very real engineering genius at play in some of them. Take the original Mini, for example, that came out in 1959. It had a transverse engine which helped save space. Paired with a front-wheel drive layout, the car had 80% of its floor plan as available space for both passenger and luggage, an alternative to just making the car bigger. Or take the Honda Fit, for example. This was a car made from 2001 to 2008 as a subcompact car, or super mini. Of course, there wouldn't be a lot of room to work with, and the goal was to make the car small, so Honda had to expand their brains a bit. They put the fuel tank under the front seat and made the suspension compact. This made the cargo space found in the Fit to be larger than pretty much every other competitor. But perhaps the one reason that makes small cars so good is because they teach us things. A lot of you watching probably don't drive or have never driven in your life. At the same time, a lot of you drive daily and have driven maybe even for years. I'm sure most of you started on some small car. If you didn't, then sure, but the point I'm trying to make is that the majority did. And that's because small cars actually do teach us a lot. Plus, because they're cheaper, small dents, bangs, and accidents aren't really cared about. I mean, if you just started driving, obviously you're gonna nick a thing or two here and there. And that's fine, if your car is small. Oh, and it also reduces the chances of that happening. I just love small cars. And so do these guys from the Torquio Discord, where we have car spotting, car news, general talk, and some pretty sick art that people can share. Links in the description if you want to join, and don't forget to subscribe.